Well, greetings! Hello and welcome. I'm ImperialJedi. Hopefully the voice is familiar. And I know this may be not the video you want to see, but I just kind of thought, like, we are so overdue for a video. So this is what I've been up to on Twitch. Again, this may not be what you're kind of hoping for. It's been so long since a video, but I don't know, I've just kind of had this, like, weird writer's block where all I wanted to do is just make content. I just end up spending, like, literally hours just kind of going in circles, planning, trying to get it right, trying to record stuff, redoing it, so I don't know. I feel like I'm like chasing this like perfect golden phoenix crossing that doesn't, maybe it doesn't even exist. Who knows? But I just feel like the videos used to be a lot of fun. And I miss making them, so let's just get back into it, right? And again, this may not be the video you're after, but it's a video, so step in the right direction. And this is just so much to throw at you at once, right? Like, what even is this city? You know what I mean? All the mods and stuff running right now. So if you're very much so a vanilla player, or a console player, a lot of this is going to seem like absolutely bonkers. Or if you're newer to the game, you're probably like, is this like, you know, Skylines 2 or something? No, it's definitely not. It's still the first one. And what I'll do is just kind of, a little bit of expansion, a little bit of building. This kind of city, you know, just needs a lot of holes plugged. And I'll kind of go into like where the city came from, the logic behind it, all that kind of stuff. All these like custom assets being used, but well, all in due time, right? So first things first. Hello, how you doing? Welcome back. Very good to have you here. Okay, so this city is actually only 2 weeks old. We have this new thing on Twitch called Cities in a Snap. It's a speed build contest, and basically what it is 4 streamers start on the same map, and you can use as many or as little assets, mods, whatever you want, just the base game, whatever. And you got 2 hours to speed build a city, or pretty much whatever you want. It could be a neighborhood, intersection, work of art, and then the chat is going to vote on it. So this is basically the city I started to work on. I didn't quite get anywhere near as much of this done, so I didn't win or anything. So just in case you're like, congratulations, no, don't even start. But thank you anyway if you're thinking of me. But no, so we've been working on this now, I think like 3 or 4 streams. So I want to say maybe like 25 hours or so have gone into this city. I am using unlimited money. I don't normally do that when I'm building these supersized cities. And just in terms of mods in general, I've got about 45 to 50, somewhere in that ballpark, and maybe about 2,500 assets. A lot of them are from New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, just kind of like, Toronto, bigger name like North American cities, and obviously like a North American approach to this. So we're gonna, fill in some holes. Our downtown is definitely lacking. I'm not kind of sure where I want to even start with this. Our demand is actually really high for residential, so why don't we work on that? And actually, let's start a little bit small. I've got kind of this cool idea here that I've been trying to toy with a little bit. You can kind of see it's already starting to take some shape here. So this is very vanilla friendly, by the way, too. So if you're not really into modding, or if you're just starting to like take those first steps into like decorating stuff, this is just super easy to do. So instead of just doing like a generic zoning, what I've been doing, if there's space for it, is I'll put like a pathway down the middle. Maybe if we want, we can even double layer this. And then, so if you're vanilla, and this kind of stuff is just not really your jam, all these holes, you got a couple options here. If you wanted to, you could try to put in some bushes or some of those smaller trees, just to fill in some of those holes. Or the other step is going to be a little bit delicate. It's probably going to take a few tries at it, so apologize for making you do so much work, right? But yeah, basically you could try to sneak these in between, make it seem like those are the holes there for the plants, or you could take some fences in. So in this case, I want to start with the iron fence. We're going to turn off our snapping. And this may or may not work. It's going to be really challenging. Okay, there we go. And then we can just put a little bit of a wrought iron fence in the middle here, just for decoration's sake. And then we're going to switch over to the fence that comes with the forestry. And by the way, these are just from the Industries DLC, Park Life DLC. If you do have access to the workshop and you don't have those DLCs, just download whatever fence you like. You can use the prop line tool in case you wanted to have a nice straight line for the non-in-game fences. But don't worry about that in case you're vanilla. Anyway, so what I like to do, we'll put the snapping actually back on, is I want to make it seem like these people here have like individual lots. And what's really cool too is we're going to end up with a lot of variety to our buildings. The maximum we can have is a 4x4 zoning square. So if we come in here with some variety and some options for the sizing, we'll end up with variety to the buildings. So that's a 3x2, 3x2, 2x2, and then 3x2 different direction. So theoretically, when these come in, they should be kind of mixed. And I've got some mixed buildings anyway, so there should be like a lot of variety just in general. But from the vanilla perspective, right, we're starting small here. And then, of course, who doesn't like trees? 10,000 years later, we're still tree enthusiasts. And I just have so many trees these days. It's so hard. It's like, how do you pick your favorite child, you know? Like, they're all great, but... my goodness, this is getting out of control right now. But yeah, just the idea is it's very simple, easy to do detailing. And again, the beauty of it is it's very vanilla friendly. So if you're new to detailing, if you don't really have a great computer to download all the mods and whatnot, and like, yeah, it's kind of cool. Some of the buildings will naturally do it with the hedge, right? So maybe we don't actually have to do that side just because of the way they came in. But what did that take, like 5 minutes? Not even? You know, bonus points if we'd find a way to maybe like link these two up or whatever, but... And I'll kind of show you, I was mentioning the prop line tool before. So let's find kind of like a tall, skinny tree for the old decorative sake right over here. That's the other thing too, is when you have so many trees, you know, it's kind of hard to narrow down. I do have the Find It mod, which is kind of a cool thing as well. It's kind of like a search within the game, but if you don't know what you're searching for, it's kind of like, oh boy, how does that really help you, you know? Yeah, I'm looking for, I guess, these guys here, kind of like a cypress, yeah. So prop line tool options, I'm just going to go ahead and click on the straight. We'll see what the spacing gives us initially. See how we're only able to drop down the one tree, but if I go to an open spot, we get all of them. So we'll have to turn on and off a few other things here. So I've got prop and tree anarchy running, so I'm going to do Shift P, and you can see right down over here that turns that on and off. And then I'm also going to go into the advanced features for the prop line tool itself. So we're going to go over to our options, we're going to turn on the anarchy for within this mod, and I'm also going to increase the spacing by 1 extra meter. And we'll just do the old visual check. Oh, that's perfect. Now theoretically when I go across, yeah, there we go. So if this is a little, yeah, it might be a little bit too much. Right, we filled in the spacing. Able to do one side so it doesn't feel so claustrophobic. You know, it's a slight sound barrier, a little bit of a privacy barrier theoretically as well. This isn't your jam, plenty of trees to choose from. Okay, cool. And yes, that's a hamster in the hill, by the way, in case you're curious. And you guys want a little bit more of an in-depth view of the city? Yeah, sure, why not? So the map, I'm going to link it in the description. I actually did a few extra things here. I've had a lot of requests to do reservoirs and dams and that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, this one does not work. It's not functional. It is purely for show and tell. And the hamster, it should be pretty obvious, you know, why it's here. No, I'm joking. I downloaded this by accident. I didn't even realize the size of it. I have no idea how I ended up with it. We plopped it down. Everyone in the chat was like, we need this. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess I can't argue with that. So the hamster hill just kind of overlooks the city. It's our good luck token. And we decided to build this grand reservoir. And it kind of made no sense, right? Because it was like, where is the water for this reservoir and like waterfall coming from? And then we decided to like make a makeshift like secondary reservoir back here with hydroelectric dam. The only downside though is because we created this spillway, the water level is never going to get tall enough to actually make the dam functional. So it's kind of like, oh boy, it's like a $4 million project. Someone got fired in city council, let's put it that way. But it still looks magnificent, so we're keeping it. And it gives the illusion that our city is very green, right? Especially with these things, the old wind turbines, right? But in a fun kind of way, we did make something kind of functional here. So we've dammed this up, made a cool little waterfall. You know, theoretically, this could be like drinking supply, that kind of stuff. Obviously, power creation, you know, in air quotes, right? And then if it were to like, you know, be rainy season or whatever, or if like a dam up the stream broke and we needed some extra spillway through to the ocean, boom, we got it. So that's kind of fun. That was kind of a cool thing to do. So this was not in the map. We actually added that. And we also terraformed slightly differently. We call this like the Florida Peninsula right over here. Florida Panhandle. I thought it was kind of nice. Just put Lady Liberty down here. We've got the Eye of Dubai, or the Dubai Wheeler is called. Yeah, Dubai Eye. Slightly larger than the London one. Thought it looked kind of cool with the waterfront. And then we have our Paul Brown NFL Stadium. Just do a little search in the workshop. There's different versions of it. Got the biggest one right here. And I'm trying to tie in a little bit of transit and like a park. This is very bare bones for the moment. We still haven't really finished all the parking lots too, so working on it. But we get some functional transit. And these are some assets that are based on the Toronto transit vehicles. So I've got some streetcars and I've got some buses. And I've also got some generic American style buses. I don't know why that kind of does that, so don't pay no mind to that, right? But yeah, some like Orion, these little TTC buses here, right? Yeah, some fun waterfront transit parking, you know, very tourist friendly is kind of the idea here. And the city itself's got some major, different major stadiums, major league sports. So we've got American football over here. We've got Major League Baseball over here. And then this one, it's only actually just a basketball arena, but we're doing make-believe to pretend that it's basketball. And then they're also going to be putting the basketball court over top of the ice rink. So they're actually going to be doing both kind of a conversion, which is pretty cool. A few stadiums do that in case you're kind of curious. And then we have over here for European football, so American soccer. And actually, speaking of this stadium, this is awesome. This one you can download from the workshop. The only thing you'll have to do is get the free DLC, Match Day. Go ahead and do a search for that. With Match Day, you actually get one free stadium too, which is pretty cool. So free DLC, go get it. And my plan for this is to kind of expand a little bit outward with the trains. So I think we could probably do that actually in our little video today. I'm going to try and maybe show a little bit of everything. We'll do some intersection creation. I might throw another highway interchange in. We'll do some generic detailing, some expansion. Oh boy. Fires. Nothing's changed. Everything still burns down. Yeah, I'm really proud of the city, especially for how little time we've actually put into it as well. It's got a really cool skyline. Very tall. And all of these buildings, by the way, are pretty much from the RICO mod. And I'll kind of wait for the music to kick back in here. And I'll just go into the RICO mod after that. I always just feel like I'm yelling over. I don't know how, like, 'cause I always adjust the volumes after, so I hear it differently when I'm recording it versus how you guys hear it. So I always feel like I'm yelling over top of when they do the commentary in the radio stations. So I'm gonna try and like limit myself. So I have these like weird pauses. I guess it's because of that, right? But no, it's a really big, awesome city. And I've tried a few times to do these cool like coastal, like North American oversized ones. And there's always just something about it that I'm not really happy with. But this one here, it's I don't know, something is just very special about it. It's really shaping up. And it feels so cool. It's very Toronto inspired, obviously, right? CN Tower, but I don't know. I just really, really like this. Anyway, going back to the map, right? We've got this edition as well. We're going to be doing some airport stuff that may happen on stream, may happen in one of these videos. My goal is to kind of flip-flop back and forth, just at least for the short run, while I get back into the groove of making videos. I would love, honest to God, love to get a whole bunch of the more popular tutorials kind of rebuilt and redone with like, you know, better, more like current ideas, including some of the newer DLCs. I would love to get some mini spin-off series where we focus in depth on some of the DLCs. I'd also love to just do a really big modded Let's Play, where we end up with a city like this exclusively on YouTube. So we'll get there, you know? We'll do a vanilla one too. It's been a matter of trying to get the time together. And the last few times I've tried to restart it, you know, the momentum, it was there, but it really wasn't enough to kind of carry it into like a full-time gig, you know? And then I just ended up moving a bit of the party over to YouTube, from YouTube over to Twitch, and that just kind of, we just kept on that ball, you know? So if you're new to Twitch, go check it out. I'll link in the description below. This is not some crazy fancy plug for the Twitch channel, but if you like Skylines, we still play over there pretty much weekly, so I guess it kind of is in a weird way. And this city here, you know, born from that. But long story short, I really want to get back into YouTube. I miss you guys tremendously. Like, I can't even tell you, like, I'm gonna cry right now, I think. I miss you guys so much. And there's so many of you in the comments I'm just so looking forward to hearing from. And it's like moments like this has been why the videos just have been at a halt, you know? It's too real. How do you deal with this, you know? Like, there's no crying in Skylines, you know? Anyway, so it's been tough, guys. I've been really just hard on myself trying to get these videos out. Like, all of you have been sending such kind words. And you're all amazing. Okay, holy smokes, where did this just come from? Okay. Whew, okay, deep breath, deep breath. But yeah, you guys, you're just fantastic. And holy smokes, where did that just come from? I guess I needed that, though. Anyway, so the videos, I miss them. I miss you guys. This is real, this is genuine. Okay. Deep breath again. Back into building, holy smokes. Anyway, I'm just really proud of the city. And I guess it shows. Okay, we have residential demand. Let's try and tackle that. Oh my goodness gracious me, where did that even come from? Anyways, guys, please, like, drop me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. So many of you were just making these awesome, like, life changes. Like, I hope you're still seeing them through, you know? Like, give me some updates here, people. All right, so RICO mod stands for Residential, Industrial, Commercial Office. Go figure. And these things here, you download them from the workshop. And what's cool is the workshop editor, whoever made them, is going to classify them as either residential, industrial, commercial, or office. And then when you plop them down, no matter what level they are, they're always going to be this building. So we can plop this down right here. It looks kind of cool. Find a way to make that work in the corner, maybe. And then this right here will function as an office building. So we'll get, we'll get workers, we'll get people. It's going to want like demands and that kind of stuff. It could theoretically become abandoned, but hopefully not. So it's kind of a fun way to like introduce some customization to your buildings. And the other approach you can take is if you don't want to do this with the RICO, you can download what's called growables. And so anything that has the ability to grow, so stuff that you're zoning, it's kind of like a random roll of the dice as to what's going to pop in. And all you're doing is adding more variety to those buildings. So if you download some high density residential towers, when they reach like level 3, level 4, you might see a new taller one pop in or something like that, right? So that's basically how this extraordinarily tall skyline was built. You can kind of see my list is pretty endless. And for some reason, the bulk of these buildings are from Toronto. There's someone just going nuts in the workshop. Anyway, so I'm kind of thinking over here, like a little bit of jobs to help support a small residential pocket. So this is just a couple offices right here. We'll put some parking lots in front. I'll try something cool too with the parking lots. Like everything is just, there's like a mod for everything, It's like when the iPhones first came out. Hey, there's an app for that. Oh, that's pretty. And I was thinking of doing like a sound barrier or something through here. And this is kind of like, in a nutshell, the transition into like small town. And I don't know, like 100%, like I really like this, but the city kind of kept on going. And now I'm not really sure about the transition. Like I absolutely love this interchange though. Especially with the bridge choice and like just the way these curves kind of flowed through. This was awesome. Little water tower too, kind of screams small town. Then I was thinking like this main street here would be like air quotes Main Street. I'm gonna pave this intersection. We're actually gonna push across and we're gonna make like a small town America right over here. It's like a little cinema, like Al's repair shop, a little gas station, little county sheriffs or whatever. And then we're gonna have some more farming and some forestry. So kind of an extension of that up the river. And I wanted to make it seem like it just transitioned into the city nicely. Like the highway was there second and this would have been here first, So I'm willing to accept that maybe we did a little bit of a redo here to build a double trumpet or something, but still not sure. Anyway, so what I ended up doing was adding this back road here to kind of make it seem like we're getting a little bit of action through the hills. So still not really sure about all this. My thought was also to try and include a highway interchange here, but I don't know. I think I'm getting out of control. Anyway, so that's kind of the plan for over here. It's kind of a conversion as well of old industrial buildings, kind of like, hipster gentrification happening. So some converted buildings into lofts, maybe. We have some of the old rail infrastructure that's not really in use anymore, but it was very expensive to remove. So maybe they just kind of kept it in place, right? Some converted factories to become parking lots. A whole bunch of the train stuff still coming through here. We're actually going to put a giant train yard in through here too. Man, there's just so much going on, eh? Like, this has also been part of the, like, when I want to make a YouTube video, you can even see right now, right? It's just like there's so much happening. How do I fill you all in on this, right? And then every week that goes by, it seems like more and more stuff goes on, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so hard to get everyone caught up. And guys, like, I don't want to go back into that like emotional craziness again, but like for real, it's just been very stressful. All I've wanted to do is just this. Make fun videos, have fun, have some smiles, making cities stuff, Anyway, I really hope you guys are well, and I really appreciate you all being so patient and understanding. And a lot of you have migrated over to Twitch, and again, like everyone just seems to get mad when I try to plug that. But like, come see me over there. We have so much fun. And we can talk. We do like live, city help, that kind of stuff. So we look at people's pictures of their cities. We, we try stuff out together. We look at Google Maps a lot. It's just a lot easier too, when people like write me out like a book to try and like solve their problems. I'm like, oh boy. But it's so much easier, one-on-one when you're in the stream. And in case you're curious, I am partnered over on Twitch, so I kind of have some like limitations and stuff. So I don't really think I'll ever stream over on YouTube. I kind of like the idea of having long form content like this. Okay, so this is really cool, by the way, what I'm doing. I should be explaining how my mods and stuff work here. So this is a mod called Parking Lot Roads. And it's kind of like a mod and an asset rolled into one. So it's kind of difficult to explain. If you are very much into modding, you totally understand. But these roads here are basically the mod section. So the game treats these like in-game roads. They're just extra wide. And you can kind of see the slightly discolored part, the little lighter gray in the middle. That's the actual driving lane. So you can see traffic comes in, it splits, right? So there's your driving lanes. And then I'm going to need an anarchy mod to overlap where the parking spots are going to go. And by the way, this was the Move It mod. I was just adjusting all this stuff. There's an undo feature, Control Z, one of the greatest things ever. Move It mod could probably have like a 40-minute video in itself. It has a quadrillion different things. You can copy paste stuff. Like I said, there's an undo. You can align heights, you can align slopes, you can just pretty much do anything. You can rotate buildings, adjust nodes, adjust intersections. Like, it's pretty wild. So Moving Mod is the greatest thing ever. It's like my Desert Island mod. Followed by Traffic Manager President Edition. I'm still going to update this. This is the older version, but that one, my Traffic President, that's my second in line for the Desert Island. Anyway, so I'm going to now turn on the Anarchy mod, which is very important to have with this, otherwise it won't work. We've got these things here, which are kind of like decals. If I have Anarchy off, I cannot place these over top here. And I'm trying to toggle my Anarchy on and off, and for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to want to right now. I, by accident, downloaded two things that each have their own version of the Anarchy, so I think it's like perma on. But I just would not be able to toggle this over top, like lay it into a into this guy here. So I'm just gonna hold the right click, and I'm kind of dancing around with the mouse, trying to get this as best lined up as I can. I'm gonna accept that it's not gonna be absolutely perfect, but you know, cities, they really can't be. Oopsies. And if you make a mistake like I just did right there, you can just undo it or move it around with the moving mod, right? And it might happen right now. We'll see a citizen come. The game will tell the cars that these are actual working parking spots, and they'll come in. And then with the Traffic President mod, depends on the streets you have. These ones won't allow it, but you can go find places that have parking, and you can disable parking. If you hold Shift, it'll do the nodes in between the intersections, and it's going to push those people into the nearest parking lot or next parking spot. So theoretically, turn off all the parking on your road, you'll see your parking lots that you're building fill right up, and look at that! So there you go, that's functional parking. You do need some mods to do it. It's a shame this is not in the game, but here we are, right? Okay, so let's get creative here. We like being creative, right? So in an instance like this, right, we're so close to being able to fit this. I might just stretch this out and try to make it work. Yeah, so there's the border. And then, I mean, this is just Move It mod, right? These two are too close together for the node to work. So I'm going to spread them out far enough that I can grab this and pull it way out. So now when I move this back, if I hold left Alt, see that green line? It's going to help with my alignment here. There, so that popped these all back into alignment. I'm going to try and find that one, and I'm going to hold left Alt as well, and we're going to, there we go. We're just going to move that over until it just looks perfect. And then we'll go head on, and then, yep. In case you're wondering, I do have a mod that allows me to pretty much zoom all the way out to satellite view. And I can go all the way in pretty much like a blade of grass, which is pretty crazy. And literally, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't quite remember the name of it. I think it's like extended camera, or like camera additions, or... No, it's not camera additions. Camera additions is a really cool one. Camera additions is what I use to do, like when I snap and save locations. Like boom, boom, boom. I can set these when I'm doing my time lapses, which is really cool. So no matter what I do, I can just snap right back to that every single time. So if you want static time lapse, camera additions, that's a cool one. Maybe it's like satellite. Oh man, this is killing me. I'll try and put it in the description. I'm so bad for that stuff. Even on Twitch, I'm so bad for finding. I do my best, but I'm very, oh boy, very disorganized. Okay, but yeah, you can kind of see like the parking lot's really like you can make them whatever size you want. Sometimes there's issue with the overlap, so you gotta accept it. But you can do handicap spots. You can do if you want like electric vehicle parking, you know, side parking, diagonal. And then when it's all said and done, when it comes to detailing, I'm going to be basically using something maybe like the surface painter. So we'll pretty much fill in all these spots just to kind of make it look more believable. Oh, traffic manager. Again, I'm all over the place. I want to show you guys everything. It's like show and tell time right now. We did make, this is really cool, a Tesla truck, by the way. Oh, don't tell me you're not working. Don't be bad. I hope you're not. I have a timed traffic light here, and I swear if it's not working. Okay, good. So it's going to be like left-hand turn, plus these guys going straight. These guys can always enter. And then this light turns red, and then these guys can still go straight, and then these guys come. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I like that. And that just backs up to extra lanes, even though they're not using them properly. Oh, goodness. Yeah, this is a fun city. A couple of really cool other intersections that we made. We got a diverging diamond over here. I made this oversized so it was vanilla friendly in the explanation. That's kind of cool. You know, traffic flips direction. Oh, it's not even set up properly. Yeah. That one does not need a light, and then this one does not need a light. Yeah, so if you've never seen one of these, it's actually a pretty cool intersection. So, regular diamond interchanges. I have that little, it's actually like a 4-part. I never finished part 5. Shame on me. I'm gonna get that out too, by the way. Don't even, oh boy. Yeah, so a regular diamond interchange, when you're trying to get onto the highway, you have to cross in front of traffic. You know, traditionally you would just go, you know, up over the bridge, turn left, and then, you know, cross in front of traffic and then get on the highway that way, right? With this style of interchange, you get towards the lights here. If your light is green, it will flip the direction of your traffic. And this allows, as you can see, for really safe merging off the highway. You got traffic that's going the same, pretty much the same speed and direction. And then same goes for merging, right? You're merging on pretty safe over here. These guys are meeting up. You're not crossing in front of traffic. And principally same idea, right? You're exiting the highway. So it's a lot safer. You can do better lane configuration through here as well. I didn't really want to go overboard, but like lane mathematics, shout out to Biffa right there. And I downloaded some from the workshop, so I'm not going to be able to take credit for these, but they look fantastic. And I'm a bad boy. I forget who made this thing, so let's see if we can find in the description here. You know what? They might be Dexter's, all of them actually. Yeah, I think they are. See these ones here. Yeah, they're all by Dexter. So it's a rail underpass and this road underpass, and then some of these other very fancy ones. So just search Dexter in the workshop and find his collections. You will need some anarchy and some traffic president mods if you're going to be adjusting them. Movement mod, very helpful as well. And then we have a cross junction built into this too. So the idea is extremely fast in and out for the harbor, which is very, very, very bare bones right now. We'll get there eventually. Okay, what were we even doing? We were trying to build, my goodness, man, we're all over the place here. Let's get back over here and finish some more RICO stuff. You can kind of see the fun we're having with the parking lots, right? Man. I feel like maybe the more videos I make, the better and more organized all of this will become again. Because very much so, like when we stream, it's all over the place. That has kind of been stopping me from making, you know, the YouTube videos, so I feel like they're all over the place too whenever I try to record. And this is pretty much the furthest I've made it in, so I think regardless of what happens, even if we have like a power outage or my fire alarm goes off, we're going to get this video out. But the furthest I made it before was like maybe 12 or 15 minutes, and I would just have something happen, you know? Like we kind of cried earlier. That was kind of, that's new, you know what I mean? But I figured, you know, at this point, just get a video out. I know that was like maybe super cringy, I don't know. Maybe you're at work watching that and it just hit you a weird way, and you're like, Imperial, what have you just done? Dude, I'm gonna get fired now. I'm so sorry. I don't know, guys. I don't want to go back into them. I was just having a hard time. Still am a little bit, you know? So appreciate your patience and support as we figure this all out. But in the grand scheme, like, let's grow old together on the internet, you know? Like, it'd be so cool to make, you know, like when 3D printing gets better, and we're like old fogies, and we're like printing out, like little miniature cityscapes for like our model railroad town or something. Oh my goodness, man. That is how, like sign me up. That's how I want to spend my days. That'd be so cool. Man, old folks' homes in the era of Twitch? Oh my lord, eh? Like land part? Oh my goodness, I'm getting so far ahead of myself here. That's cool. Right, it's so, like, you know, just very simple detailing, right? Like, you don't have to go overboard. I'm kind of starting to breach that, like, that barrier. Where I saw detailing before as, like, not unapproachable, but I just didn't really know how to break into it, right? And so now just little things, right? Some pathways, some fences. It's so simple. It's just really as easy as that. You know, like an iron fence for a business, a wood fence for a home. You know, set up some boundaries. If you got the anarchy, you can overlap it. If you got some fun trees, throw them down. You know, put on some good tunes. Just hang out. This is you being creative. This is art, guys. And like, I don't know, I think before, I wasn't like in a rush or anything, but I just felt like I didn't have any patience for this. And it's just now this like, you know, grand realization that like, what is the rush? Like, I'm not playing this to like beat it or anything. I'm playing this to relax, to have fun, to hang out with you guys. Maybe to be proud of some creations along the way, get some ideas on paper. It's like, why do you crossword puzzles, right? Because it challenges the brain. I think we get that from here too. Trying to tinker traffic. And so yeah, just slow it down a bit. You know, it takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes even, who cares? Even it takes you 3 hours. You know, we might work on this particular city. I'm really in love with it. We might work on this one for months, right? So what's an extra 5, 10, 15 minutes here and there? Especially if in the grand picture it really tells the story. Like even just from here, seeing the cars parked, the trees, that little fence, you can still see it. Yeah, I'm sold on that. That's really cool. And also, just a little random asterisk. You know, just keep an eye on your interchanges. I think we've designed a lot of these roads really well, but as they start to back up, that's kind of an indicator that we need to put in some more public transit. And also, I gotta cool it a little bit and not zone and like plop down too much RICO at a time. I'm gonna let these people settle, move in. Otherwise, we're gonna start creating some death waves, which I think we can still kind of keep a handle on. Let's not neglect services either. Okay, so it's like my last plug until the end of the video. If you guys are honestly interested in Twitch, I do stream pretty much every Sunday. Once in a blue moon, I do miss it, like stuff comes up. But I'd say like a good, like, you know, 45 out of 52 weeks of the year, we're streaming on a Sunday. And I'm doing Wednesdays and Thursdays. And normally I stream around like 12 p.m. Eastern time. Hit or miss will start there, maybe like an hour before, hour after. And we'll usually go for like, you know, 4 or 6 hours. On some special days, we'll go for longer. So definitely expect streams. And it's just a lot of fun. You know, we work on pretty much some pretty crazy projects for months at a time. I swear, these longer radio things too. I don't know, like, let me know in the comments. Is this like loud? We're going to classical music now. It's just, I hear it as like the same volume as my talking. So I feel like it's just like, you know, you the viewer, I feel like that might be a loud salad right there. What is a loud salad? That's a good question. Okay, I think actually it's enough tall towers. We might just need a little bit of fun living stuff to go with it. Maybe even a school in here. Now, I did download a ton of Toronto schools. So funny enough, I actually found like schools I went to in this. Just kind of blew my mind a little bit. So this right here, this is the school I went to when I was in grade 7 and grade 8. And I popped it down by accident on, I didn't even realize, because it just says it's a school based on Toronto, right? Toronto Elementary School 1. An elementary school based off one in Toronto, you know? This is the one I literally went to. That blows my mind. So that's Glenview, near Avenue Road in Lawrence. So crazy. It's a nice little building, so we'll put that in here. Got extra landscaping tools, so I might be able to work some magic behind here. But my thought is to give them a little bit of a playground or something behind. Yeah, here we go. And I think maybe to help the cause, this is Fine Road Tools. This is a wonderful, wonderful mod. This is Metro Overhaul. There's so much happening, don't worry. Fine Road Tools allows me to do, with rails and road, I can switch stuff. So when I upgrade the road, or the rail, I'm gonna force this to be elevated. So watch this go from ground to elevation. So now we've got a little bit more room. The slope makes more sense. Okay, so behind our school, let's toss in a park. Who doesn't like some basketball? Oh, baseball. Oh, baseball diamond would be so cool over here. Oh, I want to go to the school. I went to the school. Okay. You know what I mean. Oh, boy. Okay, we're going to move that pillar with the help of the Move It mod. Did we get really lucky here? We did, eh? There's a natural break in the trees. Get right out of town. So that's the Move It mod again. Oh dear. Gentle. Oh no, I mean it's not perfect. It's not perfect, but Not by any stretch of the imagination. Is it believable? Could we do it though? Or do we need to maybe move that a little bit on top? I'll keep it for the moment. Who doesn't like a little bit of good old-fashioned baseball and trees, right? But yeah, theoretically, we could put a little fence around this. You know, it's got some parking lots. We could improve on that though. We could obviously put some trees down. I have a forest brush mod. You can completely like add anything you want, remove, so you can make very specific types of forests. I have it on just all trees, so change the size of it, just go nuts. It's kind of just good for filler, especially in the outskirts, right around the highways. Yeah, that baseball diamond, that's sharp. That's really nice from above. I'm gonna keep that. That'll help the land value too. And who doesn't mind a little bit of noise? That's okay. Maybe you know what? What am I thinking? Maybe someone's got a strong arm. They're gonna hit a train, eh? There are elementary school kids though, so I don't know. What do you think? Am I going? I'm going crazy here. Who would allow this? Come on. Who in their right mind would allow this? The amount of trains that we broken or messed with. So again, it's just the move it mod. Move it mod's cheating in some people's mind. But I don't know. Should something like this be in the base game? Like, look at the quality of life improvements this brings. You guys watch the old school videos. You know how hard it was to do this kind of stuff. I just realized I had the anarchy mod on, so we just went over top with all of these. Oh boy. Yeah, see, they're everywhere now. Okay, that's better. Anarchy is off, so it avoids the track. Oh, that's so much smarter. Yeah. That's way better. That's fine too. Genuinely, the real world, it has curves, it has imperfections, it has hills, it has, areas that are very challenging to work with. So just stop trying to make things perfectly symmetrical. There's no shame at all trying to do it, like, at all. I'm not trying to, knock on a symmetrical game. I just think from like a peace of mind perspective and a realism perspective, your cities will just feel so much more believable and organic when you stop trying to make everything a perfect box. Definitely some grids. I've got some in here. Nothing wrong with that. I got a few diagonals that are pretty clean. I'd argue that this is pretty much a big straight line down here, right? But there's some variation. Not all the buildings are zoned on the same line, so they kind of look staggered. Man, awesome. Guys, there's just so much more I want to do, but I feel like we're getting to the tail end here with time. Well, before we wrap up, I guess I can kind of say this. If you have any questions as to like what is doing what, that's a very bold statement to make, right? But if you're like curious as to like what mod at what point, give me a timestamp. I will do my best. Maybe I'll try and track it down in the workshop too. No promises. Or if you want to pick my brain a little bit more, And guys, we have a Discord. I haven't plugged that yet. It's a great way to kind of bridge the YouTube and Twitch communities. We post pictures there of stuff we're working on. We do some community maps together. We play other games together too. Shoutouts to Euro Truck Sim, American Truck Sim. We actually do a little bit of DayZ. Anyway, hop in. Love to have you. Discord is free. And if you've never heard of Discord, it's kind of like if you were to mix Skype and Twitter together. So it's kind of like message board. You can post pictures, links. We have a general chat. I want the soccer field in here, but where are we going to put it? Let's do this. Again, Move It mod. If you haven't tried it, give it a try. Modding in general will slow your PC down a little bit. I could make the argument though that there are some mods where the improvement might be worth it. So like Traffic President, for example, it takes more CPU resources to run, but if it helps you solve all of your traffic jams, like, maybe it's a net gain. Maybe all the traffic jams was causing like an extra 10% CPU usage. Maybe running the mod uses only 4% CPU, so maybe there's a net savings of 6 here. I don't know. This is just me making up stuff, right? But there are some mods that like you shouldn't be afraid to tinker with, even if you have a little bit of an older computer. And if you do have an older computer, like don't feel like you got to build some crazy mega city, man. No, not at all. Like detail a block. Go, don't go macro, go micro. Spend 4 or 5 hours just doing one little neighborhood. All the details, all the trees. You honestly don't even need to zone. Like if you're diehard, do RICO. If you got the Find It mod and plop the growables, check this out, eh? These are all the growable ones. A lot of these are vanilla. Some of these are the ones we've downloaded. But I can just plop this. There's no zoning required when it comes in. Like, bada bing, bada boom. We have a bowling alley. Right? So you can build whatever your heart... Like, this game, guys, how beautifully well has this game aged? There are moments where I'm just lying in bed at night being like, how is this the game we're still playing? This right here. Oh, my goodness. All these years later. Tomorrow's Tuesday. 5-year anniversary of this. I'm going to release this on the anniversary. If you're watching, come. I'm streaming all day. We got some giveaways too. Oh, a little bit of a stutter. Yeah, a lot of cool. I didn't even show you this. We also have a little 3 Mile Island over here. Dole nuclear power plant asset. A little checkpoint. Done with the toll booth. Gotta add a few more things, right? But man, this game, remarkable. This game changed my life. Brought all of us together, and we're still having fun years later. And again, guys, I'm a broken record. Here I am, like, you know, literally years later, being like, hey, we're starting again. Here are all the videos. This time, you know, it might stick. I really do want to make this into a career. And there's a lot of you these days. Some of you, I don't think we've even spoken yet. It's been that long since I made a video. Maybe we've talked on other platforms, who knows, right? But if you're new, welcome. If you stuck it out this far, I really appreciate that. If you did not unsubscribe in that cringy cry moment, that's also fantastic. And if you are, guys, looking to help the stream or the YouTube channel or just anything, you know, put a smile on my face, just come in here with a great attitude. You know, comment, let me know how you're doing. Let me know how the family's doing. Guys, there's so many of you. I haven't talked to you in forever. Some of you are done school. Some of you have jobs now. Some of you have kids. Like, holy smokes, lives have changed, people. Let me know what is up. Okay, I think that's it. That's it for me now. Ah, trains. Let's just zoom in. Can we look at some trains? Yes, we certainly can. Anyway, so yeah, come hang out on the streams. We'll see how this city progresses together. Expect a few more of these little update videos, and slowly, holy God, please slowly be patient. I will start getting some of the older tutorials redone. I do have pretty much like 3/4 of the save files, so I'm able to get some of the older cities back up and running. There are some though, they're just like on hard drives that are collecting dust in boxes, so I just don't know what is what. That in itself will take a long time to kind of sort out, but I want to pour my heart into this. It really is, the big factor is like time. So I'm trying to make all the time for this and get over like my, anxiety and weirdness in recording videos and just being more comfortable and just having more fun. I don't know. How do you even explain that one? All right, guys, you have been wonderful. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a wonderful day too. You put a smile on my face already, and we'll see you again. Wherever you are, drink a glass of water. It's important. And tell someone you love that you love them. They might need to hear it. All right, guys, I'll see you again. Take care of yourselves. I'm ImperialJedi. If you haven't already subscribed, or I don't know, what are you even doing here at this point? My goodbyes, you're so long-winded. Okay, I'll see you in the comments section. I'll see you again. Take care of yourselves. Adios.